signature sheet says parent-athlete rules of eligibility sign-off form. It's really kind of an important one. If you think about it, they're all important, but we've had, to make this a standalone document, it has to be posted in different places, and the athletes can look at it outside my office, and we need to make sure that parents signed off on this form. This would be a really good document for you to look at. When I have questions, a lot of the time it has to do with this AEID form. This is the WIA document. So some of the things that are in this have to do with determining residence for public school students, transfer students. These have to be read pretty carefully. Sometimes we're looking at transfer student this year again. Training and conduct is really a big one here. And it goes through the letters, and you can read this, but I'll just kind of pick out one for each section here. Training and conduct, letter E says, a student athlete disqualified from the contest for flagrant or unsportsmanlike conduct is suspended from the next competitive event. Not sure a lot of athletes or parents understand that one, but that's a rule, WIA rule, which we followed last year. The next one has to do with amateur status, and I get this question quite a bit. My son or daughter played a tournament outside of school. Their team won this or that. Can they accept this, or what can they accept? So just a couple of examples. A student athlete may not accept, receive, or direct to another reimbursement in any form of cash, merchandise such as shoes, jackets, jerseys, equipment, duffel bags, watches, etc., gift certificates. Regardless of the value, for athletic accomplishments such as being on a winning team, being selected for a school varsity team, or being placed winner in an individual tournament. They may receive badges, certificates, medals, ribbons, plaques, t-shirts. And there's a few more in each of those paragraphs. There's a lot of stuff involved there that they can and cannot accept. So it'll be something that would be beneficial. Anytime you are unsure, please ask your coach if you could accept something. If the coach doesn't know, then he or she will come and see me. And we'll try to limit the number of calls we make to the WIAA. That's what the WIA requests. Otherwise, we have all of you making phone calls every day. So try to funnel that through the coach and then through myself. This is a new one this year, and I'm not even sure the coaches are aware of this one. Sports activities outside of the school. Athletes may compete in not more than 2 non-conference competitions with school approval during each regular sports season. In other words, you're out for volleyball this year. You could go to a volleyball event, a volleyball, all-star, maybe not an all-star game, but they're talking about some of our elite athletes. And the spirit of this rule was, when you have an athlete who is elite, that they potentially have an opportunity maybe to join a junior Olympics team, or a United States team, or some of those teams. And so a lot of times those tryouts are during the season. Now remember, it's with approval, so your coach might not approve of that. But that's what that rule has. And it doesn't count against the athlete or the team for the number of scheduled events that they can have for the year. That's kind of a new one for this year. And then one of the other ones that went into effect last year, during the season, athletes may participate in skill contests with approval of the school. So when we talk about punt, pass, and kick, maybe you got a kid that's freshman, but age-wise, he can still participate in punt, pass, and kick. Those you can do. Same thing with free throw shooting contests, some of those. But that's with the school approval. So those are a couple of examples of things that are in the AEID form that some of you have already signed up on. Having to do with the next form that you have, and the last form, is the concussion form. Here's the example of what you would see if you went into the school website to find those documents. They look the same. One of them is for an athlete, and one of them is for a parent. And that's why both of you were signing off on that. It has to do with the symptoms, signs of symptoms, return to action, or protocol that goes along with that. We're very fortunate, though, to have this situation, having the athletic trainers we've had form that you had in your sheet. By the way, I've got a protocol form here that if we do have a concussion, they'll go through this entire protocol form. One of the last sheets that I have here talks about Our School Today. And Our School Today is a program that a lot to do with if you wanted to find out what's going on for the week, for the month, for the year, you could click on that site and it'll show weekly, it'll show monthly, whatever you'd like to see. It also has a screen that you can select a desired sport. I go to varsity reserve football. Check that and hit view. I can see the schedule. So you can view the schedules on there. Sometimes they're a little fluid in terms of what's on there, because sometimes they're constantly scheduling and rescheduling. But that moves to the next part of this. It's really nice to have, and that is the notify me option. And some of you take advantage of that, some of you don't. Really good in the wintertime, really, really good in the springtime when we're canceling games, rescheduling games, etc. Get a notification on your phone, games canceled for today. So that's something you can sign up for. Just click on the notify me and it'll move you through the 4 screens and you can get those notifications. Tina, we have an app also for Our School, which can be found where?
If you go to either, if you have an Apple, you go to the App Store or you go to Google Play and then just look up Our School. It's really cool. You just look for Cuba City in it and it goes any schedule you want. So, being the geek guy, you have your app.
I showed you that today. It's awesome. And lastly, as far as I'm concerned, the banned substances is also, if you go to the website, you can find the banned substances. It talks about the ones that are illegal. It talks about the supplements that are there, and so forth. 2-page document, there's a lot there. WI sent this out last week, just reminding us of a few things. The rule change that I talked to you before about, the UAV policy, unmanned aerial vehicle, or drone. They've got policies on drones. If any of you have drones, you better follow the rules here. And starting the 17-18 school year, all of our paid coaches will be CPR, first aid, and AED certified. So we will all be taking care of that. That's right, Coach Top, you will too. And then they have an award of excellence at the WI. They have some more information coming out this year to award some of the athletic programs in the state of Wisconsin. That's something that's new that's coming out as well. Enough of me. We're going to have a few other people introduce themselves and share some things that they've got going on, and then we'll wrap it up tonight for the main session. So we'll have Tracy Steffen, our new athletic trainer, come up and explain who she is and what she's got going on.
Like Mr. Messina has said, my name is Tracy Steffen. I started at Southwest Health 4 weeks ago, so still pretty new, but I've been an athletic trainer for the last 11 years, 7 of those being in the high school setting, the other ones being clinical and Division III athletics. So I'm well ventured in taking care of athletes and athletic injuries and whatever else we may need. Different, I think, from how it's originally been set up. I will be here at Cuba City on a daily basis. Aside from here, I'll also be taking care of Schultzburg High School, so my time will be divided up, but on a daily basis, I will be here, whether it's right at the end of the school day before practices to see kids and athletes and talk with coaches or parents and get them taken care of and situated before heading over to Schultzburg, or vice versa, where I'll be here in the middle of practices and be here at the end of practices to take care of any student athletes and kids and talk with coaches or parents again. So again, on a daily basis, I'll have interactions with them and be here to take care of them and do whatever I need in that regards. So again, I will have open communication. I look forward to getting to know all your sons and daughters and you yourselves as well, and I'm sure my email and phone number and stuff will go through once I've been here. But any questions or concerns or anything like that whatsoever, please feel free to contact me. I will gladly communicate with that to you, or as well as I will be contacting you if something were to come up or anything of that instance or nature with your son or daughter. So by any means, always open lines of communication. And other than that, I don't think there's anything else. Again, I'm figuring it out as I'm going along here. So, but I'm excited to be a part of Cuba City and getting to know and work with all of you.
She's also done some athletic director work at her last high school, which I think I might take her up on some of the things that she knows and does. I appreciate that. Speaking on behalf of the Booster Club, then, we have Scott Wright. Scott.
Thanks, Coach. You may or may not realize that if you have a student athlete in Cuba City District, you are part of the Cuba City Sports Booster Club, and we're proud to say that the facility upgrades that you've seen in Cuba City in the last several years are because of the Sports Boosters. Our Sports Boosters have given money to the press box, to the resurfacing of the track, the new sound system of the football field, new hurdles, and most recently, Coach was talking about the upgrades to the baseball field. So all of those were donated through the Sports Booster Club. We raise money 2 ways. We have an auction every year in April, and we need some help on that committee. We have a small committee for that, and we'd like to grow that as a group would certainly make that life a lot easier. So if you would like to be part of that team, let me know. The real reason we're here, though, is we need people for our meetings. Right now, this last year, our president, Julie Kaiser, has stepped down. And also Cindy Moore, who has been part of our Sports Boosters for a long time, wanted to step down, and we begged her to stay on for at least a few months to help us. Because there are a lot of times at our Sports Booster meeting, there's 4, 5, 6 people maximum. I can tell you right now, there is no way we can run a Sports Booster Club here the way we want to with 4 people. It's impossible. So our meetings are the first Wednesday of every month at 6:30. So put that on your calendars. We meet either here in the cafeteria or in the library. We make our money besides with the auction, but as well as in charge of the concession stands for most of our events. So one thing is you will get an email from Julie coming up in the next couple of months, and the next couple of weeks, I should say, especially football players, that if you have a student athlete in football, we ask that you get involved in helping run that stand for one of the football games. Now, if you have a varsity football player, we certainly don't expect you to miss that varsity football game. But we could have help in setting up. We could have help with a freshman or a junior varsity game. We need help in terms of manning that stand. So you'll get an email that is a Google Calendar. Look at your calendar and sign up with a date that's convenient for you. You'll have that same thing for all other sporting events as well, whether it's volleyball now, basketball, and track. If you have a student athlete in one of those events or one of those sports, we ask that you help run the stand for at least one of those events. So we desperately need your help. Like I said, we cannot run our Sports Boosters to the quality and giving money away that we have in the last several years unless we have more people. So please think about attending our meetings. If you can attend the Wednesday night meetings, or it's the first Wednesday of every month, come and talk to me, talk to Carla Jones, talk to Mrs. Misty, somebody that's on that group, and we'll be happy to talk to you about ways that we can help. But if you're interested in joining the group, we'd love to see you. Our next meeting is this Wednesday in a couple of days, 6:30 in the high school cafeteria. Thanks.
Next, we'll have our yearbook advisor, Julie Joel, speak. She asked if she could have 2 minutes, so you are on the clock.